Hey everybody, welcome again to our show. We have Scott with Mile High Reefers. I'm Steve with Rodder Tube Reef. Scott and I, it's awesome to talk with Scott again. We've been busy doing tons of different things. We used to do a show weekly, which was a lot of fun. Reef Talk. That channel is still up, but we won't put videos on it. We don't put videos on it. We just do it once in a while and put them on our own channels, Mile High Reefers and Rodder Tube Reef. So today we thought we would talk about the gear that we use to film our channels with. Scott just got a new camera. It's really awesome. It really stepped up his production. It looks killer. And I've got a few of my cameras that I use, how I use them, when I use them. Scott, what were you using before, and then what are you using now?
So I was using a Canon Vixia camcorder, which was like $200 a year ago, and for $200, it's a fantastic camera. And the thing I love about it is it had an optical zoom to go with it. But I mean, I kind of outgrew that because really the options you had for video were zoom and push for focus, and that was kind of it. You could go into the settings and do some minor stuff, but you couldn't really do too much with it. And that's kind of where I started talking to Steve about what I should get. Steve, you're a professional photographer. You've done a lot of professional work.
Well, yes, I have, Scott.
And
no, there's a good plug. There's a good quick plug.
It is. But so I went to Steve.
Rodder Photography. Check out the link below from other YouTube channel. All right, go ahead.
Absolutely. But I went to Steve, and I was expecting him to push me into the direction of Canon. Because we had talked before, and you'd always been a big Canon user.
Right.
And I was expecting you to tell me to go buy like an 80D or something like that. But that's not the direction you told me to go. Why did you decide to go micro four thirds?
Dude, they're awesome. Yeah, Scott's right. I shoot only Canon. It's what I love. There's Canon and Nikon, and I always buy cameras from a Canon manufacturer. Sony is awesome, but I like buying stuff from a camera company. Anyway, I'm not doing as many gigs, long story short. Kind of looking at weeding things out, and I've got DSLR cameras. Well, I'll show you a picture of it here. The big monsters with the huge lenses, the pro, very expensive cameras. I don't want to lug those around, and sometimes you're just out and about, or you go into a reef store. Good example. You don't want to bring this big camera. So I used my iPhone, and it works great. Shooting HD, it works awesome. But they're not the ultimate best. So I was looking around, and I was looking for a point-and-shoot camera because they've come an awful long way. And there's this newer, over the last few years, technology called Micro Four Thirds, and it looks like where did I put it? Oh, here it is. It looks like a point-and-shoot camera because it is, but it's a combination, and this is what Scott has too. It's a combination of point-and-shoot technology, there it is, look at that, and digital DSLR. Check this out.
Yeah, they're
small.
They're not very big.
No,
I mean, it's easily one-handed.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how kind of small they are, but they're not small. And now the big one is the Canon, huge. They sell like crazy for vlogging. Is the Canon G7X Mark II. That's awesome. And I was calling the place in New York I always get my camera stuff from, and the rep said, "Have you ever thought of Panasonic?" Panasonic, since you're a pro photographer, has the interchangeable lenses, so you can, put different lenses on. I don't really need that. I just wanted to use it for vlogging and filming my channels. However, I'm glad I did. These things are small. They're lightweight, perfect. This is not going to get into a photography lesson, but one of the great things about these is they don't have any video filters on them. By not having any filters, it shoots a lot better. So it's pretty much what you see is what you get. The quality of these things are outstanding. So DSLRs, I know I'm going off on a little ramble, but DSLRs are really expensive, and we don't have that kind of money. And I knew that Scott just needed something awesome for his channel and family things and whatnot. So I recommended the Micro Four Thirds technology. And, dude, when you got that camera just like a few weeks ago, I knew it would happen. Your video quality just jumped up tremendously. I mean, it was good before, but
yeah,
these things, these little guys, man, it's like movies are shot with these things.
Well,
and they're 4K as well if you want to shoot 4K.
The sharpness out of these is incredible, but I got to say there is a big learning curve to this. Aperture, all that kind of stuff was new to me. I had to learn it. Focus is completely different than just pushing the screen. Yes, it has that, but you got to remember how to use your aperture to get it right and everything. So that was a big learning curve for me, and I'm just still learning all of that.
It is a big learning curve, yeah.
But you got down to the 4K a little bit ago, and I was surprised because when I started researching Canon and Nikon, I was expecting them to just be loaded with high-end 4K features, and that really wasn't the case. Even like the 5D Mark IV has some very limited 4K. It's not real solid. I mean, these little Micro Four Thirds guys for 4K shooting are much better. I was blown away by that. I mean, it looks like Panasonic's really leading the technology there.
Yeah, they really are. And it's kind of funny because I said that I only buy Canon or Nikon. So when the guy on the phone was like, and they're not on commission, when the guy is like, have you thought about the Panasonic? I'm like, Panasonic? No, I'm not going to buy a Panasonic camera. But anyway, while he was checking on inventory and stock, I was frantically Googling because I've never heard of this camera. I'm certainly not going to buy a Panasonic. But I did, sight unseen, and I knew I could return it. I absolutely love the thing. Now, Scott, you mentioned the 4K, and one of the things the guy was like, it shoots 4K. And right away I thought, who cares? Because I don't shoot in 4K, I shoot in 1080 only, and 4K is awesome, but those of you looking for 4K cameras, that's a great technology to have. But remember that, like most laptops and computer screens and monitors, people, they can't view the true 4K experience on these computer screens or laptops or iPads, but also no one is streaming 4K when they're on the train. Well, you're rich. You've got, like, massive data plans, you know. I don't.
No, I stream it in the house, not on the train. But. Right.
But, I mean, I am going to start shooting in 4K. That's a good little segue. So, you know, I've got the big iMac here for my video productions and the editing suite. I know you've got a fast laptop that you got, like, last year. How is editing 4K, because you've experimented with right? You?
So
how is it? Does it tax your laptop much?
So I had some older software. I was using Power Director. It was the 2013 version, and while it says it can do 4K, it just couldn't do it. And I mean, my laptop was acting like it wasn't taxed at all, but the software just was. When you try to scroll through the frames and see what's going on, it just jumped to the end, and I think it was a software issue. Anyways, I downloaded the trial version of Adobe Premiere Pro, and it works wonderfully on Premiere Pro. So I've gone to Premiere Pro. I got to spend the money every month, but I'm loving Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro is really good. I used that about 10 years ago already. I loved it. Two reasons I don't use it anymore is, and I'm not alone in this, you mentioned the monthly fee. Man, I hate that.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's one of the worst things Adobe ever did, and for those of you who don't know, Adobe, they're charging monthly. Like, you don't buy the software outright for like $300, let's say. They charge you monthly now. What is it, $20? Every product is different.
It's $20. Now, my wife's a student, so we put it all in her name and did it under her account. So it's pretty cool. For $20, we get the full Adobe suite. So it's Lightroom and Photoshop and everything that goes along with Premiere Pro. So it's cool stuff. I got to learn how to use all of it, but it's cool, especially for $20 a month as opposed to 50. So
yeah, that's not bad. I mean, $20 a month is great. $50, like if you're a hobbyist and you don't have a video production business or photography business, that would kind of suck because you're spending all this money. Now, some of you may say, well, you know, I usually upgrade my software once a year anyway, so it's going to save me money. That's great, but I don't upgrade. I'm not one of those people who jumps on the bandwagon. I'm still shooting with an iPhone 6, not even an iPhone 6 S. I don't need to upgrade every year. So for someone like me, that's one thing that I was turned off by Adobe. I'm still using 3 versions behind of Adobe Lightroom for, here it is right here. Adobe Lightroom for video editing, the disc. I got this like 5-6 years ago.
For the new hobbyist wanting to get into YouTube to do some aquarium video, I've got an Android phone, which I'm not really impressed with the video software that goes along with Android. The cameras are great, but I'm not real impressed with the video software. But I know CJ from CJ's Aquarium does incredible stuff with his iPhone. I know you're doing great stuff with the iPhone. Can you kind of talk us through what the experience is like editing on an iPhone? Because I'm really impressed.
So for Mac, the built-in editing software for video is called iMovie, and they have the iMovie app on the phone. Just like anything else, all you do, like you, is you film the video, you hit stop, it becomes part of your camera roll where all your photos and video are taken. All you do is, once the clips are imported, you click on it and you can resize them to shape. You click on it and click the audio icon. You can raise and lower the volume. You can do titles. You click the T for titles. You drag and drop titles. It's really easy and self-explanatory. When you're done, you can add music from your iTunes library underneath it, raise and lower the volume of the music underneath it, and then you simply save it to your phone. It exports it, and then you just upload it to YouTube right from your phone. It's great. Easy.
And this software is on the phone when you buy it, right?
No, it's like $5, I think.
Okay,
from the iTunes, the App Store, you know. It is on your computer built in on all Macs, but the phones and the iPads, it's like $5. It's great. So it's great if you're like in the Reef store and you want to shoot some video. That's what I do. If something happens in the tank and I want to show you guys, I'll just grab the phone and I'll just film it, edit it, and I spend 10 minutes in iMovie editing, and I'll just upload it.
But for somebody getting started, this sounds like the best way to go, right? You go out, you buy a new iPhone, or even a used iPhone. Like you said, you have an iPhone 6 that's doing a good job.
Right.
So you go buy a used iPhone. You've got your camera. For $5, you get the software. You've got the hardware, the computer, all built into one. And it's going to be less than I spent on either my camera or the computer or any of that. Plus, you need a phone anyways.
Right. It's great. You know, people think, oh, you know, I only have an iPhone. I'll never have a big YouTube channel. I don't have any expensive equipment. Everybody has to start somewhere. And there's still a lot of channels with hundreds and thousands of views or thousands of subscribers. They're still using their iPhone. In fact, for some reason, the iPhone, people prefer the shaky look, the realism, cinema verte is what they call it, of, I don't know, it seems like the cheaper the look, the better it is. It seems like the more polished work you put into videos, to an extent, the less people like it. People seem to enjoy the iPhone thing. I think it's because it seems to be more real. I don't know. But you can get by with the phone. It's no problem. It's the content and the personality, not so much the equipment.
And you can get some really good results. I keep going back to CJ's channel because his stuff is so polished and nice.
I can't believe that he's using an iPhone sometimes. I mean, it looks polished and nice, like you say. It's unreal. His colors and everything is captured so well. Yeah,
and he's doing like 15, 20-minute programs on an iPhone. And I mean, it would be big data processing for a lot of laptops to do that. And he's doing it all on an iPhone. So that's impressive.
iPhones work really fast. You can process data and export it so much faster on the iPhone than a computer. So I'm amazed by his quality. I still can't believe that he's shooting on an iPhone because some of the stuff he pulls off looks amazing. It looks like he shot it with one of these Micro Four Thirds guys. I mean, These, like you were asking me before we started filming, do you regret getting rid of one of your DSLRs? And a big lens, by the way, Pro Series lens. I took a major bath on the trade-in. I got raped big time, but I wasn't using the stuff and I didn't want to deal with selling it. So I traded it in for this, and I had to add a little bit of money to this. But to answer your question again, no, I don't regret it. And out of all the video cameras I've used over the last 20, 25 years, I've never worked with anything that blows me away like this. These Micro Four Thirds cameras are just insane. They're just great.
They are. Now, the big reason I wanted to go to something like a Micro Four Thirds camera was it's kind of become a hobby of mine. I don't know if there's any real need to do it. I think I was getting plenty of views before. The channel looks pretty good with the other camera, and it was cheap, but it's just kind of a hobby thing, right? I get to start learning and doing new things with the hobby. But with
you got all those cameras on the shelf back there, I see. I mean, you are into photography a bit too, so it's a great step up because, like I said, it's a point and shoot camera, but it's also a marriage between a point and shoot and a professional series camera because you've got all the settings on the top and the buttons on the back. Here's one thing. I think your camera differs with mine. You got a couple differences. Mine is the GX85. I absolutely love this feature. I don't look through the viewfinder. I look through the HD screen on the back, and it flips out like this. This is really handy because I'm filming and I'm looking down onto the screen, so it's really handy to film aquariums. You're not having to look like this. I can just go like this. Now, you've seen other vlog cameras where the screen will flip up so you can vlog yourself. See, Scott's flips out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So he can see himself while he's filming. I cannot. And that's one thing I did not like about my camera, but I'm fine with this. I just kind of set up my shot, then I get in behind it and I film, but yours also has a mic jack, right?
Yes, it has.
Mine does not, so I cannot connect a microphone to it. But yours does. That's another awesome.
Yeah,
feature.
and I've gone ahead and purchased the little Rode mic. I mean, this thing's awesome.
Those are awesome mics, the Rode mics.
Yeah, I just got the mini. It was like $60. But back into the hobby side of things, the one thing that I just can't get a small camera to do, like a phone or anything else, is the up close macro photography. And I did a video today on it, and this is the lens that does all this, and it's that Ushiro lens, which is I got it for $179 on Amazon, but it's a Canon mount lens that it comes with an adapter to put it to Micro Four Thirds. And instead of the normal 1:1 magnification, this thing does 2:1.
Wow.
Which is really cool. So, I mean, for a relatively cheap lens, it does some really cool stuff.
Yeah, it does. Now, you got to have the macro. Well, you don't have to. I don't have one yet, but for the reef tanking, filming, it's really great to have those macro lenses. Another reason these guys are so great is, let's say you buy a Canon or just a standard point and shoot, and the motor mechanism fails in your lens. You're screwed. Well, in our case, we can just, take the lens off, put a new lens on, and we're fine. So this is like a Pro Series camera that's not too pricey, but it's also a point and shoot. And you mentioned it's a big learning curve with aperture, f-stop, ISO speed, and everything else. I'm used to that, and I only shoot manual, so it's second nature for me. But it is a weird learning curve in the beginning. These do have a ton of beautiful presets, too, so you don't have to know all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, a lot of this was just an extension of the hobby, right? I love my reef tank. I love the YouTube side of documenting it and everything. So I really want to just take it all to the next level and get a better camera. The other thing that I went ahead and spent some money on was a better zoom lens. This is a 45-200. The main reason I wanted this lens is so I could stand back away from the tank and shoot the fish. Every time I get close to the tank, either the fish think they're going to eat or they get scared because I'm there and they think I'm going to do something, right? So I wanted to be able to get back away from the tank and then video the fish, which I did a video the other day about what fish I'm keeping, and that was actually the first time I'd used this lens, and that's where I said the things come into play is to the learning curve, because I had the aperture wrong, so I was losing the focus too much. I was zoomed in too close, so I was losing the focus. So there's a big learning curve, but some of the shots I got were actually really cool off of this lens.
They were. Yeah, that was a really great video. And that camera, your fish always looked great, but this camera really, I noticed a massive difference.
Yeah.
The colors in your fish are so much better, vivid, and just saturated. It just looks great. So that was a great investment. And I wanted to mention too, you said, what is that, a 45 to 200 lens?
Yes.
So for those of you guys who don't know what the hell that means, the 45 millimeter to a 200 is the zoom length. The lower the number for millimeter is the wider the shot. So a 200 millimeter, that's the zoom. So it's how wide it is. The smaller the number, the wider the shot. So if you're going to do a huge family portrait, you'd probably want like a 17 millimeter because it's wider to fit more people in. This is a 25 millimeter. I just got it, and it's got no zoom. And I always went with zoom lenses, but prime lenses I like more because they are sharper, and you're stuck at 25, that's it. So you have to literally move forward or move back.
Right.
Well, that's fine. So if I'm going to get a family portrait of 5 people, I can't fit them in. I just have to walk backwards. It's no problem. But, like, the reason you'd want a telephoto, like what Scott has, is, and they're great lenses. I have one too. Like he said, he doesn't want to scare the fish. Or if you're filming something on safari, you're not going to want to stand 5 feet away from a tiger. Or maybe you do. I don't know. But that's when you get like the, massive zoom lens. But yeah, another thing I wanted to show you guys. This is what I was using, and I still have it. I had like big, massive video cameras, an XH-A1. This guy I don't use anymore, but I still will. This is a Canon XA10. This thing shoots in 1920 HD. It's got XLR inputs for stereo microphones. It's got full audio control, and it records to dual SD cards. The cool thing is if one card fails, you got to back up while you're filming. This thing is outstanding. It's killer. It's really cool, but I've been using this for everything. This one kind of blows away this Canon XA10, but this one, they've made movies with this, so no problem. So, it depends what mood I'm in as well. Like you mentioned, you've got the Rode mic to put on top of this. Well, what if you just want to do a quick video and the Rode mic is in another room? Then you got to go get it. You got to put it in. Then you got to take the card out. It takes little SD cards, no problem. Put it in the computer. Sync everything up. Well, you know what? If it's late at night and I just want to show you guys, like, for example, the last video of the Duncan coral that was huge.
Yep.
That was before bed, and I didn't feel like getting the camera, getting the tripod. So I just pulled out the phone, and I just shot it in HD, and I uploaded it. So it's not like, oh, we got these cameras now, and we're just using them, and that's it. It depends. They're just another tool for what you need to do, I also
and I wanted to comment on that because I actually commented on that video and asked if that was your new prime lens you were shooting with. And you're like, no, that's my iPhone.
Nope. It's a 2-year-old iPhone. Right.
So, I mean, this video can be incredible off of an iPhone.
Yeah.
And really, that's all you need if you want to start a YouTube channel and video your fish. A decent cell phone is all you need.
Yeah, and I've seen videos. Okay, when I was looking around for this camera, or cameras, you've got like a ton of people who've got like hundreds of subscribers and they're like a photography channel, and I've seen dozens of videos of their work. I'm like, man, that looks like crap. I don't think I want that camera. Just because someone says they're a photographer doesn't mean the work's going to be good.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
just like anything else. They could have like a 300-gallon fish tank. Or back in the day when I was playing guitar, you got this guy with like $2,000 amps and guitars, and you think they're really good, but they're not. So these are just simply tools to use.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Just like I'm learning all these new tools, it's a big learning curve. And I'm doing it because it's fun. I mean, there probably wasn't a real need to do this stuff, but it's fun. And I think the video quality's made a pretty good gain because of it.
Definitely. And like you said, it makes it more fun, and it kind of inspires you to want to make the videos, you know? Because when you see the quality that you're shooting, or you get that lucky shot, it's like, oh man, I can't wait for the guys to see this when I upload it.
Yeah,
your videos are really good, and your audio is really good. It was a great investment for you. You didn't need to do it because your videos were really good before, but now you just put that really nice icing on the cake, you know.
Yeah, I do have to say though, the one thing that's ever kept me from going just to a cell phone. I mean, last time I bought my cell phone, I didn't really buy it for the camera. I bought it for other reasons. Was I wanted to be able to have an optical zoom to zoom in on stuff in the tank. Just the digital zoom on a cell phone will never be able to do what an optical zoom will do, especially on a big tank.
Right.
A small tank, it's a lot easier to do. But when you start dealing with big tanks like I have, it's harder to really zoom in on the coral and back and get any sort of decent picture.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. Like the difference between an optical zoom and a digital zoom is an optical zoom actually uses the lens, the optics, the glass. So when you're zooming in and out, that glass it's real. You're looking through the glass. You're using the optics. A digital zoom, it's zooming digitally. All it's really doing is it's using the processor in your phone or even the cameras to digitally, artificially zoom in. So it manipulates the pixels, and by doing that, you're going to get graininess. If you zoom way in, it's going to look like a grainy video because it's digitally enhancing it and fake zooming. That's the difference. Yeah. So yeah, that's why another great reason you got that lens. Optical zoom is always the better way to go, especially when you want to get those really fine details like in a reef tank and really make those colors pop and make it as sharp as you can get. You brought up another point that I wanted to comment on. Just talk about sound for a second. Scott's camera is better than mine from the standpoint of he has a hot shoe. That's what a hot shoe is, and he can put his microphone in there, and he's got a mic jack where his microphone will plug right into the audio jack. I don't have a mic in, and that's why a lot of vloggers don't like this. I have a tiny little slit in the front here to capture audio, and although it does a great job, Scott's camera will do a much better job at audio. So what I will do is, I can keep my iPhone next to me, just using the built-in voice recorder for audio, and then also what I can do is use this, my Tascam digital recorder. This is outstanding, and this is what they use on movie sets. You can get them for like $60 now. And I just keep this by me. It records the audio. Then when I'm editing, I use this for video, and I sync the audio up. You can see how I do that in my Rotter Photography channel, link below. It sounds complicated, but it's not. And by the way, don't let the quality of the audio dictate what camera you buy, because you can always fix the audio by running an external audio source. Cameras should only be used to capture photo or video. Don't rely on it for sound.
But I think that's a really good point on the sound is an external recording device like that Tascam is probably your best bet to get the absolute best sound.
Yeah, it's crystal clear digital audio. I mean, this thing blows me away. And I like you can adjust the mics.
Yeah.
These are Pro Series mics. And on the bottom, again, you've got XLR inputs. So I can run professional 2 microphones. So I could technically record 4 people, give 4 people different mics. Anyway, this thing is razor sharp, crystal clear audio. But again, if it's late at night, I'm kind of lazy, I'll just use the audio off this camera and boost it. It's good enough. But then I kind of hate myself the next day because this would have been a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably a pretty good place to end this one.
Yeah. Oh, one last thing. You know what you could do too? And Scott and I have done this. Will has done it on his videos. You just do voiceovers. Just use a microphone and just cut out the audio from your camera, add some music, just voiceover as you're editing your video.
Yeah, actually, probably 80% of my audio is voiceover at this point.
Yeah.
The part of me talking at the beginning or when you see me on the video, likely I'm using the Rode mic these days, but everything else is usually voiceover.
Your videos look and sound great, man. That's again, it was a great purchase. I'm glad you got it. We bought ours at the same time, roughly.
Yeah.
I stumbled upon it, and I'm like, yeah, you got to check this line out. What model do you have?
I have the G85. You have the GX85.
Yeah. Okay.
I got to say, I was pretty skeptical, but I did loads of research, and you were dead right. This is the one to get, at least for the money. They have the GH5 coming out, which I think hits in March, but it's twice the money, and I just couldn't justify that.
I can't justify that either. That's one reason why I don't get new iPhones. I mean, mine is great. It does great. I just don't need a new... Unless it does something just completely phenomenal. Like, I would love the flip-out screen like you. I would love a microphone in jack so I could use a microphone. That would make this outstanding. I'd always have it mounted, and I'd be fine. But I don't have that, so whatever. You just make do. You're right, especially at double the price. So if you guys have questions, or leave us what you're using to film your tanks. So you use tripod? How do you edit? What do you use to edit? We'd love to hear from you. And, check out, I'm sure you have already, Scott's channel, Mile High Reefers, and Rotter Tube Reef. Leave any questions, we're going to try doing some more of these videos. Not every weekend, but, we know you guys like them. We love doing them. And that's all I've got. Don't forget to subscribe to both our channels.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, you guys. We'll see you later next time.